trial is always going on within us. It is existentially important for us to win it. And since all the evidence presented in the trial has to come from the outer plane, the trial becomes part of every experience and encounter we ever have. Each of us knows how this works. The simplest events in our lives become layered over with our own insecurities and projections, and all of our interactions with the people and events of the world generate evidence for our trial. How an evening with our friends goes, what our colleague or our boss says to us, whether or not our lover touches us as he or she passes by. Events in the world are never just events. Everything that occurs carries meaning for our trial within. We are never simply seeing the world directly. We are always in one mood or another according to how our trial within is going, and we see the world through that mood. When the trial is generally going in our favor, we are happy, and the events of the world become more luminous. Things are going our way. When the trial is going against us, the world darkens. So, for example, our humming anticipation of that dinner party we are invited to in the evening, luminous, confirmation, favorable evidence, is overtaken mid-afternoon by the kitchen pipe breaking in our house and the plumber not returning our calls, darkness, negation. Our partner arrives home and comforts us, semi-luminous, semi-confirmation. We worry about our appearance, the outfit we've chosen for the party. Perhaps it makes us look fat, semi-dark, semi-negating. Then we are off to the party, and everything is wonderful. We feel included, admired, happy, luminous, confirmation. So events are never events. The world is always either confirming or negating us. We are creating a layer of meaning atop events, and this becomes a film of the world that we move through, instead of the world itself. What happens next is this. We begin to interact with this film instead of the world itself. Since all events and interactions can provide evidence in the trial, either darkness or luminosity, confirmation or negation, we attempt to steer situation and events and relationships so that they confirm us. We interact with the people and the situations in our film, not the people and situations that are actually there. Depending on how these interactions go, and depending on how the film is going, we are always in one emotional state or another. We are always in some mood about the world and about ourselves. These emotive states persist over time, and each is constantly replaced by another. So we end up living in a sort of tunnel of emotive states. We take the self that is stuck in the tunnel to be our self, and we think the tunnel is the world. Within this tunnel of emotional states, your small self is constantly arising through the mechanisms we spoke of earlier. Your trial within is always supplying your baseline feeling about yourself. Radar seeks out and isolates any and all details that might confirm or negate you. Your tank commander steps in and tries to influence events in a way that results in less negation and more confirmation. Your narrative is constantly spinning the evidence, attempting to bend what's going on your way. It's important to understand that there isn't a self doing all these things. What we are describing is how, in the attempt to win the trial, a psychological self is arising or coming into being moment by moment. There is no pre-existing you going through this process. The you that you believe yourself to be is emerging, arising from this process. This is how it arises. This is what it is. The process is continuous and seamless. We are always in this tunnel. There are no gaps between states, so it feels like a fluid whole, a me. We experience ourselves as continuous. But if we start to look closely, we see how these emotional states that make up this me are constantly arising and dying away, each replaced by the next.